the capsule. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a special guest each time, though. You know it is. I don't know who it is, dog.
What up, G? INZOM representing D2G, Oxnard, FND, Foundation. In the building. Much love. Thank you for having me.
Hey, shit. Well, thank you for coming through,
You
bro.
already
It's
know.
been a
You
minute,
already
bro. We've been trying to lock in, you know?
Yeah, man. Everything in its timing. Everything in its timing.
For real. That's a good thing, though, that we got it, dog.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of work going on right now, huh?
Yeah, we do. We just dropped, well, technically exclusive. Got us all together on a joint. He's also a fellow rapper from here, from Oxnard. So we got on a joint with him, with my producer and manager, Who's on the beat. East Mom, Baby G, Pugs, Oxnard Pugs.
Yeah, shout out them.
My local, my crewmate, Cyrillis,
Yeah.
Leo the Fool, Big E. But yeah, everyone's fast. We dropped that. That was dope. Destructive killed that video. But yeah, it was just on some sporadic shit. Literally exclusive, and Pugs had came down from Baker's and they hit us up and let us know that they were in town at 203 Studios. And so me and Who's dropped by, just kicked it. That fool played them the beats, and they spazzed on that one, and it ended up being that Can't Touch the Sample, so we just kept it like that. But yeah, man, we worked on that. That got done. I also just completed a project that drops on the 29th called The Melting Pot.
Okay, yeah.
That shit's all produced by Who's, so that'll drop on the 29th. I got another project on the 16th called The Setup. And that's just a 5-track EP, pretty much, from different producers. Okay. Mostly Who's, I believe. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Just got Destruct on it. Got a couple other homies. My homie Zero produced a beat on there. But yeah, so this just finally turned shit in that we had been working on for the last year and a half.
I can imagine. I can see. I can only imagine how it is, dog. Cause artists, you know, is like, pretty sure like you guys are your biggest critiques too, dog. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So like, and then on top of like, you know, just fucking, I don't know. I guess just fucking wanting to just have the right timing and the right.
Yeah, that. But also like, I've learned that your art, you know, you got to just allow it to be wherever you're at that season and time. You know what I'm saying? True. Like, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, make sure it sounds dope. You know, like. Have fun with it though, you know. Like there was a point in time where like I noticed in my own style that like I started giving into like what was trending or what was popping, and trying to like sound similar and compete, and like you lose a little bit of yourself, you know. So sometimes you gotta not give a fuck. That's why like with the Melting Pot, it's just random shit. Like it's literally us just getting together, fucking having a good time, getting fucked up, and just cooking whatever came to mind. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
I'm excited for it. But yeah, it's.
And as of lately, like what would you say like your style is kind of?
It just fluctuates, dog. Yeah, it's so versatile. Honestly, like with the dogs, you know, as a group, we're with Silent Giant, and through them, like mostly it's like G-Funk, heavier, like I don't know. I would say just some modern G-Funk, pretty much. Okay, so it allows me to take that lane, you know, like when I sit with Cyrillis.
Yeah, because your shit's lyrical, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like when I sit with Cyrillis and Wolfie Wolf, I'm able to just like have fun and party with it. You know what I'm saying? It's more like party vibe, like enjoying shit that you can bump at a cookout or at the carne asada or whatever, with old folks, young folks, and dance and party and function. And then like on my own shit, when I released the Requiem, was more like on some conscious lyrical shit. I had wrote that album for like pretty much after my wife passed in 2020. Okay. That was more like my personal shit, so it's more heartfelt. You know, like you'll get different sides of me. I don't think that there's like a particular style. So I'm able to just bounce. You know, sometimes I'll work with like I don't know OG David James. Okay. If I work with OG David James, I'm able to, you know, jump into his world and have fun with that shit. You know, and it'll still sound like me and still be me, but like I could just enjoy that shit, not give a fuck.
And, like you can catch people's energy.
Exactly.
That's sick.
Like I did a random ass, like a house track, and that shit is called Space Boogie. It's out right now on all platforms, and that shit bumps. But it's literally like if someone just saw me as like an artist from the Dogs and they hear like groupie hoes and then they hear Space Boogie, they'd be like, nah, there's no way that that's the same
Same
food.
dude.
Yeah. So
That's
that's what
crazy.
that's pretty much like how I see it. It's like you are your art. You could do whatever the fuck you want with it.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true. That's dope, dog. I'm pretty sure like it took a while to get open like that and find like that
Fuck
you can,
yeah.
yeah,
I
like
used to
to
fool in high school. I was such a fucking I was one of those like backpack kids. I was like, oh, hip hop, like,
hey,
oh fuck, all the radio shit. Like, I don't know. It
like
was,
underground
but it was
shit.
weird though because I wasn't like that until like someone showed me hip hop, which is like my
Mm,
cousins, my older cousins put me on. But like up until that point, I would listen to the radio and all the Love Jam shit. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking, they would play what was it, the Love Fest or I don't know
okay,
some shit when we were young, like
yeah,
elementary. And I'd be like writing lyrics from like R&B songs and like 50 Cent, like just whatever was popping at that time, you know?
that's true.
You go to school dances and just you're still vibing. But then when I got to high school and a couple of homies and cousins put me on with hip hop, I was just like a gatekeeper, like, oh, you're like a what do you call it? Like a hipster, like a hip
Yeah,
hop hipster.
yeah,
So
like the
for a while it
real.
was just like, oh, I just want to do that style. And then as I grew older, I'm like, I'm putting myself in my own box and I'm
Mm,
fucking it up for me, you know, like don't feel ashamed or embarrassed or hold yourself back from like doing anything you want really, you know.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, because you know, like you said, yeah. Once you hold yourself in that box, dog, I guess it's kind of like, especially if you do it for too long,
Yeah,
you fucking definitely like have a harder
yeah,
time getting out of that.
yeah. It's like some of the older heads were like, oh, hip hop died. I'm like, nah,
Nah,
G, you just ain't been looking for it, you know.
that's
It's
facts.
those type of like, it's that mentality that doesn't allow you to grow
Yeah,
further, you
that's
know. So
true.
now like I listen to everything, dog.
Yeah, because I remember
Like,
listening to you like when you dropped that like project with the like it was like 10 years ago
mm-hmm.
with it was a video with what is it, Drift Stars at the
Oh
studio.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, damn, my
Damn,
boy. I
you
was
go
like,
back
that
to
shit,
that
my boy.
time.
I was like, damn, my boy goes fucking,
That was the gentleman. That song was called the
yeah. I
gentleman.
was like, damn, I was lyrical dog since then, dog.
Yeah, and you know what the weird thing is? So like, I feel like I go back and I listen to some of that stuff, and like I feel like I was yelling a lot. Like I
Oh,
was trying to be
okay.
too hard on songs where like I wrote them to be more emotionally like you could probably reach more people if I wasn't so like on the
Mm,
track all crazy. But it's little shit that you
like some
learn, you
fucking
know.
Mortal Technique shit,
Yeah, I was
like
trying to be too like in your face, and the
mm,
song was like more of a slowed down. Like that song in particular was for my mom and dad. You know,
oh, okay,
like
yeah.
it's pretty much the gentleman is like I saw my mom and dad like fucking how he would love up on her. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying? Like
that's what's
he was
up.
like my pops was real affectionate with my mom. Shout out to mom and pops. Like but he always showed that in front like even like I remember him like pull up from work and she'd be like washing dishes or up in the kitchen. He'll go hug or kiss or whatever, and they'll chop it up. And that song was pretty much about witnessing that and it
The
showing me how to love the same way.
Yeah, that's
So
dope.
yeah, but it's crazy that you caught that, bro. That
Yeah,
shit is
that shit's
so
sick.
old,
I
bro.
was tripping. I'm like, damn, my boy really like just been lyrical for
Hmm.
years, dog.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy,
I've been
dog.
on it,
Yeah,
G.
and so like what has kept you like just what I mean inspired, bro?
Honestly, just life in general, dog. There's so much to it, and I think that when you put the phone down, or even before that happened, like there's so many stories to be told. Even
Mm,
like other people's stories. They don't even have to be your own. Just from shit that you've witnessed and stories that you've heard, or shit that inspires you.
yeah,
Art that you see or walks to the beach that you take, like shit
yeah,
just always triggers me in my head, bro. It's like graffiti. It's like
yeah. No,
hold me, homie, hold
no, for
me.
real.
But it's like graffiti. Like sometimes, like I was so infatuated with graffiti as a
Hey,
little kid. As a kid, when I first like picked up with graffiti, after a long time, like now when I'm driving, there'll be like shit that I'll see out of the side of my eye, and I'll think that it's like lettering and shit. And
Okay.
it's not. It's like a couple buildings, but with like some weird trees in front of them. But it looks like letters, and you'll just catch it. And so, like, just how your mind reacts to that. Once I like, I don't know, bro. I think like hearing lyrical shit that inspired me as a kid, where like I'm like, damn, like how does their mind even process that way?
Yeah.
I just got accustomed to it. So now everything to me is like I see everything with the story to tell. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
like an art behind everything.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah, cause you know what, like, cause yeah, I notice a lot of like people that rap nowadays, like they have like like the topics change like throughout the whole verse and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're able to keep a fucking topic like and shit like
I think
that.
also it just depends on the song, you know. Like
Yeah, the vibe, huh?
there's certain songs that would require a whole story. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like, damn, there's not enough. I need more than a 16 or more than 32 or more than whatever, like to get the story out, uh, like out of my head how I want it to. But yeah, I think with a lot of people, it's in the current state, like with shit that's popping sometimes it's not needed. You know,
Yeah,
you don't need to articulate, you know, too much lyricism because the beats be slapping and carry you.
yeah,
But then you got motherfuckers like Kendrick or Osby um or like Flea Lord that like they'll still have knocking beats and they'll still have a good amount of lyricism in it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But yeah,
Yeah, because right now a lot of the beats are like it's. I feel like I ran like it changes, huh? Like before it was like about the lyrics. Now it's like I
yeah.
think it's beats, but lyrics are still I mean people still pay attention to
I
lyrics,
think
but
everything's a
people
balance. So
yeah,
if you
huh?
have hard ass, if your beat selection's hard and you have hard lyrics, then you're
Yeah,
gonna make a hit. It's you
yeah.
know it's
Well, there's fools that don't have really like lyrics, but it's like melodic. I don't know how to explain it.
it'll
Like
take you somewhere. It's like a
yeah,
trance, but it's kind of like
yeah. You
like
know what I
if
mean?
you ever listen to like Radiohead or and like a lot of times they don't like when you really pull up the lyrics for those songs. It's like a little ass stanza, and
Yeah,
it might even repeat itself. But it took you somewhere because of all the instruments or like whatever the beat was. It took you to a place. It
yeah.
made you feel some type of way inside. You know what
That's
I'm
that
saying?
part. Yeah, that's
So
the
you
dope.
sometimes you don't even need to say shit. You know what
That's
I'm
true.
saying?
That's
But
true.
yeah, big ups to the producers on that shit because
Huh?
they either the producers or whatever live bands are getting shit popping. All the artists.
Yeah, right now I notice it's like well, it's been like that for a while. Like all like the producers are starting to catch on their little wave and shit. So like every once in a while you hear like a producer like fucking blowing up like Metro Boomin, fucking
Yeah, Hit Boy.
Mustard, fucking Hit
Yeah,
Boy. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Alchemist
And
is
then they're the ones like
Alchemist
getting
is
the shine more than the artist in the way.
right,
Like you know what I mean?
which is well deserved. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like those like without the DJ, without the producer, like we ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
that's true. Huh?
It's not an easy task, and not only that, like it also depends. Like a lot of times these fools start working for a gang of different people, so
That's facts.
their brains is everywhere and still have to
That's true.
orchestrate. Like you
That's
know,
true.
even with who's when I met him, he was just working on his own project, like
I know he's hard too,
showing me
dog.
his album, and now this fool's got placements with the gang of other people that you know it's beautiful to see him grow because his
That's
work ethic's
tight.
crazy, dog. That
You,
fool don't
that fool,
stop.
yeah. You lock in with him a lot.
Yeah, well, he's my manager and he's my producer, so almost
Hey,
everything I do is with him. You know what I'm
that's hard.
saying?
That's hard. That's because that's kind of good. When when you find like your person that
Yeah,
knows your sound, and
yeah,
then you obviously you like the way that they lock in your sound,
yeah.
and
There's a creative openness where like we can both come to a blank canvas.
how long did it take you to find him to like to where you're like you know what?
Honestly, he was telling me that he was a fan of my music from when
Oh
he was
shit.
17. He's
Oh
younger than me.
shit.
I'm 33.
Okay.
This fool's like 23. So
Okay.
like 10 years difference. But yeah, I guess like 5, 6 years back, he heard a song that me and Cyrilus did called "Proceed"
Oh
with
okay. Shout
Kato
out.
and Malik, and that shit got like he said that verse was one of his favorites that he's heard. So
That's tight.
from there, we had like a studio session at Greenhouse at the old Greenhouse in Oxnard. Shout out Greenhouse, Connor. Shout out Connor. Shout out Miggy.
Shout out them.
And this fool literally we went into a studio session. He was there to just unlock the door for me because he was working out of that studio. He ended up staying. I played him my album, the one that I wrote for my wife, and then he played me his that he had coming out. And
Mm,
we just kicked it for like hours. He pretty much stayed in my session, and after that, we just became homies, dog, and hit it off. And now this
yeah.
fool's practically one of my best friends. So,
That's tight.
and then he shaved half of his
Yeah.
head off, and
That's
he just became superhuman, dog. And this fool just started crushing beats for everybody.
It's hard, you know what? And I was gonna ask you, I was gonna roll into that. When, since how long has you been doing that?
Fuck. I don't know. Who must have done that shit? I want to
And
say it's been like at least
he's
2
he's
years.
been rocking it, solid,
Yeah,
pretty
cause
strong, huh?
we met like maybe 2022, late 21, early 22, and he shaved his head. He grew his shit out and shaved his head like that, like
And what
shortly
what was
after.
his what was his like? I'm pretty sure he gave you his reasoning. Like what's his like?
That fool said it was half off at the barbershop.
Hey, hey.
He's like, fuck it.
Price and the bar. They said the barbers are raising the prices up too
That's
much.
my little
Bro.
Jewish homie, G. So he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna run that. But nah, he ended up fucking. I think truly we had these conversations where we call it like peacocking. I don't know if you've ever heard of peacocking.
No.
Peacocking is a term that you use where it's like if you go out and about in public, not giving a fuck and just dress how you want, outlandish, crazy colors or wear whatever, like, or look a certain way, they're always gonna remember you, bro.
Oh, I get you.
Always.
I get
So
you.
like
So that's it.
when it's
He
a
has that.
trademark. Like now everywhere we go, like everybody remembers this fool. When we went to New York on a music trip, not too long back to go meet up with like Crisis and do a few other things with Cyrilus and Vel 9. Shout out Vel 9, shout out Cyrilus. Um, we ended up going all around on the subways, and this fool like every 5 minutes someone was like, what inspired that? Hey, yo, did you do that on shit on purpose? You lost a
Yeah.
bet. Like, it was just everywhere, but he's exchanging Instagrams at the same time. Like,
That's
it's,
hard.
it's just,
Networking.
yeah, but it's a natural fucking icebreaker.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's
Now I
smart,
feel
though.
like he can't lose it, Like,
Yeah.
he's got to stay there,
It's
do
kind of
some
like
shit.
just like the rainbow hair, huh? For with
Yeah. Oh, what's the,
like
Takashi?
you just gotta do like some type of staple, huh?
Well, that fool, who else did that shit? Riff Raff.
Oh, riff raff,
That
hey,
with the
riff
crazy ass grills and shit.
and the beard, huh? That fool had
Yeah.
the crazy beard.
Then he turned into like a wrestler for a little while, some
Nah,
crazy shit.
that fool did the crazy little zigzag beard, huh? I
Yeah,
don't think anybody else tried to trendset
and
that
that's
one.
what I'm saying. These fools are just out doing, making moves like that where they know that no one else is doing it, or
Uh,
no one else has the balls to do it. They
that's
don't give a
true.
fuck about it.
That's true. Yeah, cause they're like you said, like once people see him, bro, they're gonna remember him. You know, like
Yeah,
hey, this fool, fucking, you know
even
what I
if
mean?
it's not like you could have been like someone that looks just like me, and then there's five of me that handed you a tape, and then there's one of them. You're probably gonna listen to their shit because they look crazy. You're like, let me see what the fuck this was talking
Like this
about.
fool
Yeah,
doesn't give a fuck, dog. You
yeah.
must
So
fucking. That's true
it's
though.
it's something that I feel might have sparked in who's his mind just as like a not give a fuck, but now it's a part of him. You know,
That's true.
it's
That's
fuck
smart.
it. Shout out who's you're wild.
Shout out the boy.
Yeah,
Shout out the
man.
homie hose, dog.
Yeah, who's is definitely the
So
man behind everything that we're doing right now. Even with
that's
the
dope.
dog shit, we got a dogs project that's dropping to me, Cyrilus, and Wolfie Wolf, and Who's, and we have we ended up doing a project where we worked with artists that we hadn't worked with out of
Okay.
the city. So it was like Trouble Kid, shout out Trouble
Shout
Kid,
out Trouble Kid.
Big E. We have Oxnard Pugs and exclusive on that other one that we had recently dropped. My ones, that one's from that project.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
sick. And what inspired that? You said?
Just it was pretty much like we're gonna title it Locals Only because
okay.
the label that we're signed with, Silent Giant, is Cyrilus' Pops E-Dub, and this we used to have a radio segment with Kool-Aid called Pocos Pero Locos. I don't know if you
Oh
remember Pocos Pero
shit!
Locos.
Yeah,
So
shout out
he's
that. Cool. I mean, that was
yeah,
classic
Kool-Aid
OG.
and
Yeah,
E-Dub, Pocos Pero Locos. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all.
yeah, for
And
real. That's the OG right there.
but yeah, so we ended up naming it Locals Only and decided to pick out locals out of the spot that we hadn't fucked with yet, or
Okay,
hadn't in a long time. So yeah, I'm excited for that project to drop
that's pretty
too.
hard.
That one, I don't know if it has a date. It might be in November, late November maybe.
Stay on the lookout.
But yeah, man,
That's gonna be
we've
fire.
definitely been just trying to fire off
Yeah, I
and
know
stay
you.
consistent.
You guys been working constantly, but I mean ever since you started. But like I know I've been feeling like you guys just been on the brake, like
Yeah,
on
well
the
now,
gas
like
right
for
now.
me personally, like my kids are older now, so now like
It's a
I
little
have
bit.
more opportunity and not feel some type of way than being at home
That's
or
true.
doing their thing. Like
Yeah, I feel you.
when I first went on tour with like Reverie and Self Provoked and Fora and all them and Bell 9, and Scott Odd Roots, we were doing like all these tours, bro. But I'd be taking my kids like to all the stops, and that shit, all your profit that you would get from any little profit that you would get, because we were throwing the shows ourselves, that shit would go right. Like I'd spend it.
Yeah.
Cause I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna take the fam. You know, I don't want to leave them at home, and they're all babies. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Nah.
tough. It was tough. But now that they're older, like they handle their shit. They, you know, my responsibilities, I handle them, and then I get to come do this shit.
Yeah,
So,
that's dope. Nah, that's facts, bro. Yeah, cause you know, like real life comes first. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
fam's first, G. If that
Yeah.
shit ain't, if you're hollering and your family ain't straight and bills ain't paid and no one's taking care of, then what the fuck you out here doing trying to rap?
For real.
Yeah.
Nah,
Or
that's
trying to
true.
do some side shit that like that shit's gonna
That's
provide
just
you
tough.
peace and comfort to actually want to go and create. You know,
Yeah.
imagine being all like in a bad spot with everything and then trying to write about it. Like, nah, that
Yeah.
shit does not work out, brother. I've
Yeah,
been
it's
there.
hard. Yeah, especially because like yeah, you want to be like yeah, even though like you might create some crazy shit, but like it's not inspiring to push out
Yeah, you might be able
projects.
to write about it later down the
Yeah,
road when you finally do right,
that's
but
true.
when you're actually in the shits, it's hard to even feel inspired because
Yeah,
there's so much weighing down on you. You know.
yeah, that's true. Though. I can
Yeah.
only imagine, dog, just being an artist like that, dog, and especially like you know wanting to like take it to the next level, dog. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And then having like traction already. You know, you see the traction, you see
Yeah,
the
like my
connection.
traction came, and for a while, once my kids, uh, once they were all three were born, I had to put the brakes. So like all the tour shit, all the homies that I toured, like everyone went on to do amazing things, you know. And I was like,
That's
fuck it, I had to
crazy.
go back to the 9 to 5 solidly and not
Yeah,
miss shit, and you know. So a little shit like that, but everything comes when it's supposed to come to you. I feel like
that's facts.
if I would have had more success when I was young, I probably would have just threw it all away. I would have probably
Yeah.
partied a lot. I probably would not
You
give a
wouldn't
fuck.
even.
Would have done a lot
Yeah,
of drugs. Would have done a lot of drinking.
yeah.
Because I was that type, you
Yeah,
know.
where like yeah, a lot of fools just don't, you know what I mean? They don't
They
fucking
wouldn't take
respect
care.
it.
I wouldn't have saved shit. I wouldn't have fucking bought a house. I wouldn't, you know.
Yeah,
Now, when the money comes in, as the money's coming in, it's situated properly.
that's
Like
right.
now, you have a different mentality to actually be like, I know what I want to do and why I'm doing it.
That's dope.
Yeah, the vision's clear.
That's sick, dog.
Yeah.
And like you said, obviously like you gotta situate everything else and like with the family,
Hmm.
for you to like pursue the music, have like 100%.
Yeah.
Let's talk about. I know you said you had like something that happened in your family. You know, where your wife
Yeah.
passed away. How was that? How did I'm pretty sure that
It,
affected you. Like,
it was heavy, dog. It was heavy. You know, it's those are things
sorry to
in
hear about that,
life.
by the way.
Yeah, those are things in life that like you don't. No one ever expects that shit. No one ever knows how to handle it, you know, properly. I was really in a dark place when it had happened, and you know, luckily for my girlfriend now, Diana. Shout out to you. I love you.
Yeah.
Um, I had met her later down the line when me and Cyrilus had our own crib we called it the dog house.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's where like a lot of the shit from the first Dogs album, I wrote it at like my darkest times, bro. Like you'll hear like us, it's like a party album, and we were
Yeah.
doing that, and constantly just like every day was a party, every day was
Yeah.
fucking just deep in it, doing a lot of drugs, doing a lot of drinking, and that you know at the time my kids weren't with me, so I was like literally letting it all out and not giving a fuck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And then once I met her, she kind of like rearranged my mentality of like, you know, with your kids, like you don't want to put them through that shit again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she pretty much was like, you know, you can't keep doing this shit to yourself. You gotta figure it out. And yeah, man, now in a way better headspace. My kids have grown a lot from it as well, and in this life, you got to take L's and take them in stride. Hopefully, to where you use it as a fuel to propel you to do better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To grow, and that's what I've done, dog.
Yeah, and I noticed that you said you made a tribute album. You said it was
Yeah, well, it's
because I
more
seen the
of
message in the bottle. I heard
yeah.
that.
Message in the Bottle was directly about her. The album I feel plays a course of like the beginning song will start with kind of like my flaws already, and what had led to the point of her passing, and then as the album progresses, it progresses like from losing it to anger, and then regret, and then realization of like how precious life is, and then meeting my new girl. So it goes in that order of like
That's
everything that I
crazy.
had already gone through. So when you play it from the beginning, you'll play it as like me being a lost person, not realizing what I had in front of me, my wife and kids, was like the gold,
That's
that
crazy.
was the treasure that should have it should have been treasured, to the most. And so when you feel that you don't do things to your full potential, you sometimes have regrets. And so you'll hear that through the first couple songs, and then it'll go through her passing, and then my anger and not giving a fuck, which is like Lamar Avenue, with Black Collar, shout out Black Collar, and then it goes into like partying now, because I was with her since I was 13, so it was one female like my whole life existence of
Yeah.
female. So
Yeah.
I had never ventured off. So then you have like the phase of like not giving a fuck, getting with other girls, and like like it still not trying to use that as like a numbing mechanism, and then realizing that it's not gonna get you anywhere anyway. To just
Yeah.
be out fucking bitches and doing your shit and partying and blacking out and doing
Yeah.
it all over again. The repetition eventually got nowhere, and then it eventually gets to like the realization of like, oh, I'm better than this shit.
That's
And then
crazy.
yeah, that was where I write the song called Missing Key, which to My Lady Now. And then yeah, we end it with the song called Take Me Away. And that was because when she had passed after a long time, or after like a year, we went to Joshua Tree. My friends took me to Joshua Tree, and they gave me mushrooms, like a heavy dose for the first time.
Oh shit.
And I had never really taken them like that. And yeah, I did a lot of like soul searching, because I don't ever take them
Okay.
recreationally. Like
Oh,
for
okay,
me,
okay.
like shrooms is not for like a party. More like
Yeah, yeah.
it's dolo on my own. Like it's more for me to have like a one-on-one time with the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Out in
crazy.
nature, whatever. So they drove me out there, and it really like opened up my eyes to everything that I was doing wrong. So it like between My Lady and the mushrooms, it corrected me to the right place.
That's a trip.
But yeah, that's an album called The Requiem.
Okay.
The Requiem, I had dropped it. What was it? April of 2023.
That's crazy.
But yeah,
And I like the way you structured it, Doug, and like something like that. Like have you done something like that before where you structured
nah,
like
that
a whole
was
album, like where like from beginning to song is kind of like a whole storyline?
dog. That was
That's kind
technically
of
my
crazy.
debut album. I had never
Yeah.
done. I've never dropped any albums. That was my
Yeah.
first album.
That's crazy.
I was
Yeah.
always mixtaped because I was like always just jacking shit off of YouTube. Like I never really like had producers, or and
To
I
actually
like
lock in,
I
huh?
would do a lot of features for people like on their own shit original, which you'll find like on streaming services. But as far as my shit, like it was just always hard copy mixtapes that I just press and give out, and that was it.
That's
So the
crazy.
Requiem technically is like a debut album, and it happened to be an album that I wrote in an order,
Yeah,
in a
that's tight.
storyline.
Yeah, yeah. That one also kind of deserves like a fucking. You could probably write a book, bro, or
Yeah,
something. You know
son.
what I mean?
Yeah,
I
man.
could imagine like the visuals to it too. Like if you were to go like on
Yeah.
some like.
And that's the thing too, is like out of that project, I think only there's like we've only done visuals for Message in a Bottle, and that was ages
Yeah,
ago. So I'm excited to still bring that to life.
yeah.
So I'm gonna be giving it like the dope thing about doing videos is like if you didn't do it and you release a project already, it gives it like a new life.
That's true.
So
That's true.
now the Requiem will be introduced to people all over again because of the music videos. So I'm
That's
not
true.
like really pressed on the issue, but it's gonna
Yeah,
get done. Yeah,
yeah. That's
a lot
true.
of those need videos for
Yeah,
sure.
that's facts. And what do you think about that? Like about when people roll out like with videos and without videos. Like what's your opinion on that?
In this day and age, you need them. You
Yeah,
need
huh?
them. You need them,
People
especially if it's a song that you truly, truly fuck with,
like
that,
they
that you
yeah.
really, really enjoy, and that you know is gonna hit. If you don't do a video for it, you're gonna regret it.
That's
Like
true.
it's not, or you do it without a video and drop it or whatever, and then you wait maybe like a couple months, 5 months, and then you give it a video, and it, like I said, second wind. It gives it a whole another life again.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, videos I think are amazing, and I hope to get more in depth with them. Like especially with the Requiem, like it allows me to actually do videos that are different from what we normally do. Because normally with our shit, it's always like party shit with the homies, whatever, which is dope.
Yeah,
but these songs will allow me to actually play a little more in depth.
Like get into a role and shit, like some character.
Man.
Yeah, that's tight. Yeah, those type of videos are always dope. Like when like you could see like just like either you acting or like somebody else acting, or just like a storyline.
The creativity of it, like with that first one for tight. Message in a Bottle, I really love it. If you guys get the chance to watch it, Message in a Bottle, it's on YouTube, and my homie Cinestyle, shout out Cinestyle, and Surrealist, those fools did phenomenal with the directing and we filmed it all in my crib. It was tight though. Like I was able to use the projector, and then project like all the old images of her, and like it was sick. It's those are the little things that you end up finding out later through shit like this, a podcast or something, if you didn't pick up on it at that time. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to work with my homie Chech. He's gonna be doing Space Boogie. Shout out Chech.
Shout out Chech. Out there from SP, right? Or is
Chech? His brand is I don't know. It has like an alien on it. It's I forget what the actual brand is, but he's been doing shit right now with an artist from LA named Krush, I believe his name is. He's like hip hop, alternative pop. Like he's got a dope style to him. But yeah, I met him like at the Oxnard skate park. So I'd be at the skate park like every other day.
Oh, you skate too?
Yeah, right. You wouldn't think so because the pants on me, but
crazy.
On trip, my tray flips are still like a couple feet up in the air. You know what I'm saying?
All over Moose, huh?
Yeah, nah, Moose is nasty. I can't just shout out Moose. Hey, shout out Icon too, G. Shout out Icon.
Real, hey, shout out Icon Apparel.
Yeah, but Moose is a homie, dog. Moose is fucking filthy, bro.
Moose is filthy. We need to get Moose on here too, dog.
Hey, dead ass. I'll play that full game of skate if he comes on here.
There it is. We're clipping this shit.
I gotta just warm up the toe. I lost the toe, G.
Oh fuck! Yeah. Talk about that.
I don't have my middle toe, bro. I only got four.
Four.
That shit looks all weird, bro. It looks like that.
4 or 5.
Yeah. Nah, I was at last September. I used to work at a fucking we would do luxury fucking countertops like granite, marble, all that shit for some company, and these fools. They fucking dropped on the forklift, dropped a whole fucking slab of stone on my feet, bro. Like 1,000-pound slab, just crushed my shit. But yeah, I'm happy that I don't have like half a foot chopped off.
Fucking shit.
But it's getting there though. It's getting better. It's been a year, so it's I've been able to go to therapy and shit.
They had to cut one toe off.
Well, yeah, cause that shit fool. They sent me home that day. They were like, "Yo, we'll see you with workman's comp and shit." I was like, "Fuck, I don't even know how I should be saying this shit." And then I'll talk to my lawyer later. But nah, fucking they sent me home, dog, and they were like, "Oh, come back when we'll come back when we approve you, or you get approved through your workman's comp, whatever." Like, all right, whatever. I went home. I went home with all my shit dislocated and broken, bro, in like a little soft cast, fool, for like 3 weeks. And then like the second week went by, and I was like, "Dog, this fucking." My lady's like, "Yo, that toe looks blue." I was like, "What the fuck?" I looked at it. Sure enough, fool, that shit look like this, bro. I was like, that shit's not normal.
Like, no.
Yeah, that shit don't got no blood in it. Then I touched it. That shit was already feeling like super numb. Yeah, it was almost like on Mr. Deeds when that fool fucking stabs the black foot with the I was touching that shit. I'm like, dude, I don't feel it. And
that's crazy.
Sure enough, fool, that shit ended up looking like a torch, like the roach of a blunt. That shit just got all crippled, all fucking. It shriveled up. And then I go to the doctor, bro, and I'm like, yo, I went to the hospital in Ventura, and I was like, yo, look at this shit. They're like, what the fuck is that? I was like, see, you guys sent me home, and this shit lost blood circulation, cooked. And so, yeah, sure enough, I stayed there, and they fucking chopped it off.
God Damn,
That fool tried to
bro.
send me back home again. He's like, "Oh, it might fall off in the bed." I was like, "No, cut that shit off." Fool. Yeah, it was bad, bro.
That's crazy. I could imagine that. That's
That
nutty.
the pain was gacho,
I
dog.
know, huh?
Luckily, it landed
I
like
wonder if like if you would have caught it soon enough, you would have been able to like
save
save.
it.
Yeah, you
Nah,
know,
what they were saying was that the arteries were already cooked. Like the
like it
shit that
like
circulates
lost.
all your blood,
Oh yeah,
like they're
that's true.
damaged, and there's nothing. Like if it's an artery in the arm, they could give you a fake artery. Like there's tubes that match the
Oh,
size.
okay, I get
In
you.
there, those arteries are way too
Yeah, okay, I get
small.
you. Like they're better off cutting that shit off.
Yeah,
Like,
they what they were waiting on though was like, all right, let's see what really turns. Like, is it gonna be the whole foot? Is it gonna be half a foot? Is it gonna be? So it ended up being the
it's a
middle
waiting
toe.
game, man.
It ended up being the middle toe, and then the second toe, like a little bit on the side, they cut some of it off because it got black too.
Oh
So that
shit.
shit, it looks like it's hooking. Yeah, I got some.
That's
I might start a foot finder, a feet finder. G.
crazy. Hey, stay on the lookout for
Hey,
that.
sponsor me, G. I get paid up.
Hey, that's crazy. That's a crazy story, dog.
Yeah,
God
but it's getting
damn.
better. I think you know. I
That's
feel like I could do a 40-yard dash right now in like
crazy.
15 minutes. Some shit.
A little fucking 40-yard dash, huh?
Some light.
Yeah,
But
see,
yeah,
that's a
man.
crazy ass story, dog. For motherfuckers, they were just like, hey, we'll just go home quick, shake it off.
Dead ass, bro. And then like I don't take any I don't like pills and shit. So that shit I was just there fucking binge drinking
Yeah,
trying to
I can
fucking numb the
imagine how that
pain.
shit felt, fool, because I've like gotten my fucking
You know,
fingers smashed,
dog,
fool.
you like construction, like you work with bricks and shit, you smash your shit, you're cooked. You know, you feel that
Yeah.
shit for a couple days. This shit was a 6x8 slab, bro. Like, I'm just happy it landed even. Like, if it would have landed like leaning,
Huh. You probably reacted too, so like that reaction probably
it
like
may have helped
you
a little
fucking
bit.
saved yourself, homie.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck, fool. That shit's crazy, dog. So shit.
It is what it is.
Fuck, fool, let's talk about a little bit. You know, I didn't ask you in the beginning. Kind of like what even inspired you, dog, to even start music? Did you say a little bit about what kind
Nah,
of?
honestly, it wasn't really anything crazy. I think when I was at Pacifica, I started at school at Pacifica, ended up at Frontier. But when I was going to Pacifica, um, a lot of my friends like we would skate pretty much just like leave school and go skate and try and find a liquor store for them to like sell us a beer. And we would, you do the typical homie shit. Like everyone's just like rapping and playing beats in the car or whatever. Or at that time, I had what was it, like a mini disc player? I don't know
Oh
if you ever saw
yeah,
those where you would
yeah.
insert the like little fucking like it was like a little thin ass mini disc
Okay.
and. Shout out to Diego, my cousin Diego. That fool put me on game with that shit. I think it was his, and he left it at the pad, and I just kept this. But he had he had a gang of shit, Alchemist, like shit that I had never heard. Like
Oh,
he
okay.
technically kind of helped put me on, and so him, my homie Paul, his older stepbrother, Sal would have he would have like the computer upstairs, and we'd go to his pad and go smoke at his pad when everyone was gone and we were in school. And we would just go bump shit and listen to shit. So I like listening to like Gangstar and Atmosphere and all that shit in my head. I'm like, maybe I can write my own song.
Hey.
I ended up writing my first fucking lyrics to like some Lil Wayne beat. Oh, that Lil Wayne and Cassidy song, "The Five Fingers of Death," was like one of the first ones. And then the second one that I wrote to was "Who Shot Ya" from Biggie.
Oh, who shot you?
Yeah, and looking back, they were tragic ass verses, but I had fun with them, and then so
Yeah.
like when I would actually do a couple writtens and show them to the homies were like, and my wife, Carmen, she would be like, "Yo, this shit's actually pretty tight," and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna just keep doing it," and I just, I literally dropped 2 songs. No one had ever heard my shit. I dropped 2 songs, put them on like Bandcamp or SoundCloud, and Reverie heard them. I don't know how, but Reverie heard them.
Oh
And she hit
shit.
me up and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go on tour." And I was like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "I want you to come on tour with me." And I was like, "Why? I'm not like no one knows me." She's like, "I fuck with that. You're coming on." And so yeah, dude, she put me on tour, and that's how I met Val 9. That's how I met my homie El Nino is what he goes by now, but N's got odd roots. That's how I met Self Provoked. That's how I met a lot of people that I fuck with now was through that, and then also through a label here called Audio Hustler was my homie Bone Solid and Quota. So those fools picked me up, and that's how I met FND. And so yeah, everything slowly started like coming together.
That's hard.
But yeah, late high school, like maybe right out of high school is when I really picked up the pen.
And that's when you fucking kind of like, and then you said, how after you said you started hitting the shows, like a little bit
literally maybe when I was like 19, I got like really inspired because I was like writing about my lady. I'd be writing about like my firstborn, and like the pen was just moving.
Yeah,
it was moving, and I feel like I was picking good beat selections at the time, even just to write, to where like when I did finally put those songs out, I had to be like 19, like 19, 20, no later than that. So I was like 12 years ago, 13 years ago. But yeah, dude. After that, the tours helped me out because I don't think there was really anybody from the city here like touring really too much. Yeah. So I was able to go get exposure in all the other cities like really quick.
Yeah, and
that helped.
And what'd you feel about that? Like, how'd you feel?
It was beautiful. I mean, we were throwing our own shows though, so don't get it twisted. Like
you were saying
the shows were very independent. Like there was times where we performed. I think there was a show with the tour, like Stepping Stones tour. Shout out Gavilan. Some other people that were on the tour, like, dog, we would do shows like in Ontario, like in the back of like a fucking car mechanic lot, warehouses, like on some pallets. Fool, we'd throw some pallets together, fuck it, get the mic, like it was like that for a while.
Hard, like,
and then as time, just grinding. And then as time progressed, like okay, skate shops, record stores, different places like that. And it eventually grew bigger and bigger and bigger. Like when they would come to Oxnard, I would book us like Cafe on A. So Cafe on A, we did a few shows. Most of our shows with Reverie would be there, and that was a little art spot. I don't know if you know where it's at by like where Lalo's is. Not Lalo's, Laveros.
Yeah.
Right before getting to Laveros is A Street. You turn in, it's right there. It's not there anymore, but I don't know what they have there now. I think it's like a smoke shop now.
Yeah, like it used to be.
Next
to BG's.
Yeah, so that's where we would throw all our events. And yeah, dude, half the time we would just fucking grab some wooden pallets, cover them with the sheet, fucking get the DJ set up. Shout out DJ Chente Chi. Shout out Fourth Beats. Alan, Dave, everybody, dog. There's a lot of people that we toured with that did really well for themselves now, Like,
that's sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty dope, dog. Like just like being able to, or like having that fucking grind to wanna like go do tours, dog. Knowing that like they're fucking, like you said, dog. Just like random setups and shit like that.
And they were some of the best shows though, bro. Like honestly, these young ass kids were really out there, bro. Like San Diego. Like the kids pulled up and it was like a small venue, but like everyone just, when we did Vegas, the first time we went and did Vegas, we did it in someone's crib. Someone let us throw the show in a crib, and we were rapping inside the house off of a second story balcony into the living room of a crowd of people. So it's just like a big ass house party, but they got charged. And then the second time we went to Vegas was at a skate shop. And so it progressively just got better, but the fucking hunger from like not only ourselves, but like every young ass kid that went was dope, dog.
That's dope. Yeah. That's fire. Cause you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Like nowadays, food be bougie, dog. They don't even want to be performing. Like if like they want to be specific.
I think I've done every single venue in this county. Like I don't think there's any venue that I hadn't done already. You know. So it's dope to it was nice to finally perform at places like the Echoplex in Los Angeles or the Velvet Jones in Santa Barbara or the Ventura Theater. I've gotten to do those now as well as we grew older and gain more notoriety and put in more work. So everything comes in its time.
Nah, that's fire. Have you booked any shows for this year?
You know what? I have my first one on the 25th with Desi Hollow here at Coppers.
Okay.
Shout out to my homie DJ iRock.
That's going to be a little bit before your album dropping then, huh?
Yeah. So, but I think I'm going to perform. I mean, being that it's a crowd, it'll probably be more G-Funk because Desi's G-Funk too.
Yeah.
So I'll probably pull out some of the Dogs joints or, some shit like that.
Shit,
some more enjoyable shit for the crowd.
That's where that's what's hitting right now too. The G-Funk.
Yeah, but especially for that particular spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
People are there for a nice party. Yeah, it's a jumping. Yeah, it's a dope spot like that. But yeah, as for my personal shows, I don't have anything booked now just because I wanted to get the projects out of the way. I feel
Yeah.
like there's so much other work to do. I think that there'll be a point in time where we do maybe a couple tour runs or something with hopefully with Vel,
Oh,
with
okay, shout out,
Civilis.
shout out them, bro. I think
And
I
they've been
just
killing
noticed.
it, bro. They've been
I
killing
haven't
it,
noticed.
dude.
Homie just fucking proposed too.
Yeah,
Like,
congratulations. I'm
congratulations to
very
them.
excited, bro. I'm very
That's
excited
tight.
for
That's
their
tight.
journey.
Yeah,
And
that's always good, huh? Just to have, I guess, like, well, I can only imagine just having somebody like it's in the same kind of like, you know.
yeah, or someone to like constantly compete against too.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
true. That's true.
Because that's how like me and that fool were like when we lived at the doghouse. We were always just trying to do better verses in each other. But
That's
you
true.
need that competent like the competitive edge.
How do you guys stay like competitive but also like friendly?
I think because we always roast each other.
You
Like
kept it
if you're
positive.
familiar with any of our friends, like it's just constant talking shit. It's constant shit talking. So like when you get used to that shit and like all the barriers are broken, then you're able to be comfortable and open enough to say shit. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. Not a lot of people get it right away, or they don't have a friendship with people where you're able to talk shit and still have a certain amount of like love and
Yeah.
appreciation for
Nah,
each
yeah,
other.
that's
But yeah, I think that when you set up a crew or a team, like everybody's gonna have different characteristics, like
true.
different parts about
A
them,
whole different
and
dynamic.
everyone is able to look at shit a different way and help each other propel. See shit from different angles, and yeah, man.
That's true.
It's just something that he and I when I met that fool, he was just taking pictures. Like he was recording music already on his own.
Yeah.
But like he didn't present it to me. He just was like, I was on tour and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go film your shit." I was like, "Fuck it, let's go." And he was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And he's younger than me as well. So I just carried that fool with me. I would carry him and then my homie Hoodie. That fool would run the merch table, another youngster.
Okay.
That I love very, very much. Him and his brother. Shout out Slur, shout out Hoodie. They know who they are. And yeah, dog, like from
That's
there it
nice.
eventually this fool was around me enough so much that we ended up doing let him go, and we filmed it at the beach. But yeah, that was like our first joint together.
That's hard, dog. That like to be able to get that chemistry together and shit, like
Yeah,
be able
man.
to you know what I mean, fuck around and then like
Yeah.
and then like be able to
That's because you
lock
take
in.
it serious, but at the same time you don't take it serious. That's what still
Yeah.
makes it enjoyable. It's you don't ever want to be like just
Like,
work,
yeah,
or some weird shit
overthinking
like that.
Yeah, overthinking shit.
So yeah, there's been times where like we'll walk into sessions or whatever, and I'll already be working on something, or he'll already be working on something. Like turn that whack shit off, whatever, But you're literally just walking in. You know what I'm saying? But it's just a part of the friendly fire. You know
Like
what I'm
you
saying?
just fuck around.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Or sometimes you're serious. You're like, nah, dog. That beat's crazy. You're not doing that. But yeah, it's just you don't give a fuck.
That
And
positive
you got to just
criticism.
be careless, but still at the same time always be loving with your homies and with your
Yeah,
people.
that's true.
You want nothing but the best for them.
Yeah,
So
and
you
that
got to
helps
keep that.
push forward. That helps you
100%.
like fucking push it to the next level and shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
and now he's doing great fucking things.
Yeah, nah, you guys definitely fucking what do you guys call it? You guys have a real similar style too. Like homie, he's taking like you said, like he was doing more radio stuff before, right? And now he's real taking on.
I think he's
music.
been able to do a lot too. You know what I'm saying? I think also it comes with like the chapters in your life with people that you're working with. So like
Yeah.
say for example, like he'll do songs with my homie Suchi. Shout out Suchi from the Dogs as well, from fucking Roughnecks. Like he'll do songs with him, and a lot of times they're more like on some hype, like almost like the beat selection would be more like on some Suicide Boy shit or some fucking like just amped up, and they'll start spazzing on that shit. And then he'll come link with me and all of a sudden we're on some like smooth melodic, like, luxurious rap shit. Like it's weird, it's just who you're with.
That's true.
It's a part of like, every season of like people that you encounter and people that you work with for a project or half a project or a few songs, they'll show, and
That's
then right
true.
now he's like on his grimy shit. He's just on his this is straight spit shit, punchline spitting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I know he was doing like a little bit of some rock stuff too, right?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
little bit like, is it rock or what would you call that?
No,
Like some
he
metal,
had.
like it was like kind of like
Oh, well, he
metal.
has this madre going on. So with this madre, he was doing like rock shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's
You ever dabbled on anything like that?
yeah. Well, I grew up like on the hardcore shit here. You know, like
Yeah,
all the narcore scenes.
yeah,
The narcore scene here is dope. So
yeah.
like
I
as a
remember
youngster, like I'd
Narcos.
be hitting all the backyard shows and shit like that. But I personally, I've I've dabbled with it, but I'm not accustomed to it. So it's like I still get like a certain way, like hearing my voice as
Like,
like a rock song. You know
oh,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true. Yeah,
It's like when I first started rapping, I fool my own voice would make. I'd be like, oh, I sound
like
stupid.
cringy. I like it.
Yeah, it's like when you hear yourself on the phone and you try
Yeah,
to sing some shit for your voicemail and then you play it back. That shit just
crazy.
sounds all shot out. You're like, ugh. Or you get beer balls and you sing karaoke and you think you can really get it on lock and then you singing that shit and it shot out. But
Flop.
nah, it's you gotta just not give a fuck. So
That's
like with
true.
Who's and I on the last track on the Melting Pot, we had done a rock song. So it's on there. You fools are gonna hear it. It's gonna be the last joint on the Melting Pot because it literally is the melting pot. Like we did G Funk on it, we did boom bap, we did some jazzier shit, and then there's the rock song. So it's like fuck
That's
it. You
hard.
guys will hear that shit when you
That's
hear it,
hard.
you know. But yeah, man, I've always loved. It's rare, honestly, that I listen to hip hop nowadays. To be honest, like I always lose. I'll be listening to like Juan Gabriel. I'll be
Oh
listening to
shit! So
like
the playlist is crazy. Then.
yeah. I'll be listening to like a lot of jazz shit. Fucking Lonnie Liston Smith. I'll be listening to shit that I grew up like with my mom and dad. You know, like fucking rock en español.
Oh
I
yeah.
listen to like Café Tacuba,
Oh shit.
Hombres G, like just the shit that like I don't know. I get inspired by a lot of different shit. You might catch me slipping. You see me driving through Oxnard Boulevard and it's Billie Eilish. Gee,
Hey, how
I don't know what
crazy.
to tell you. Gee,
That's
like it
true.
is. I get inspired by everything, bro.
Hey, yeah, no, that's
Everything.
true.
Yeah.
That's true, though. You gotta be open to fucking like as an artist, I guess, right?
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
gotta.
Like my homie Slurred had taken me. Him and his lady invited me and my lady to an orchestra for the first time. I
Oh
had never
shit!
gone,
Orchestra.
but the orchestra was the fool doing it was the lead singer from System of a Down.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was his orchestra with the singers that he brought, and dog, that shit blew my fucking mind. I'll never
So
forget that day. It was at the University of
did like some
Northridge.
different shit,
Oh
huh?
my god, bro! I shed a couple of tears, bro. I
It
was
made
just
you. It
tripping.
made you like think about shit
It's
differently
just
or
it's
what?
just one the experience of like finally being there because you could tell yourself like oh one day I want to go see a play or go watch an orchestra or sorry I said that shit backwards go yeah I don't know it works anyways but regardless like finally to be in that atmosphere and then really hear all the live instrumentations and like these are people that like it's their profession. The
Yeah.
singers are from like Norway that he brought, Sweden and fucking
I trip
everywhere
out
else,
on shit like
different
that.
different languages. Like it's amazing, dog. But
That's sick.
even though you don't understand some of the words, like you're still gonna feel that shit.
That's
But
sick.
yeah, man, it's
That
music is
music is fucking
it's a
universal.
it's a beautiful fuck. It's my favorite thing in the world, bro.
Yeah. All the
Aside from my girl and kiss, music is everything.
nah,
You know?
that's facts. All the frequencies you get from music.
Yeah, dead ass,
You
dead
know what I
ass.
mean?
For
That's what
sure,
we
man.
did bring that up one time, like how like it can make you, like you said, it can make you get into different moods. Dog, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And
Go
there's
get
some for
crazy.
everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be at the gym and you could go off, and sometimes it might not even be a crazy ass song that gets you there.
Is
It
there
could be
anybody that you like haven't collabed with that's out of your like music like style that you would like to collab with?
out of the style or out of my budget and league right now.
Shit, well maybe just like that, like something that where like you'd have to like change your style. You know?
Yeah, I would collab with like I don't know. Let's see. There's a lot of like flamenco guitarists that I don't have a lot of names off the top. Um, and then you have people like Jose James, who's a jazz singer.
Oh
Like to
shit,
have him on a hook would be
I would be nutty.
crazy.
I just
Um,
that's tight. Thinking like
the beautiful thing is that both of my youngest children are playing brass right now in junior high. So like I'm excited for them to get a little older and a little more tuned up and experienced
that's
and like
tight.
start like making some shit with them, even if it's on the jazzier side of things.
That's yeah. My
But
son
yeah,
just started. He picked up the clarinet right there. I was like,
yes,
that's
Mando.
tight.
Gee, I think I got one on the baritone. My Ezra's on the baritone, and then my son Josiah's on trumpet.
That's
But
tight.
yeah, man, I'm excited to
And how
see
are
what
they
they.
liking it?
Yeah, they're stoked, bro.
That's
They're
tight. Cause
stoked.
did your kids just get into it randomly too, or what? They just
Yeah,
come there like, hey,
but they've
they,
always had this like their mother was a huge music freak, like huge. So they gained a lot of like just being around a bunch of different types of
instruments.
music and instruments, and eventually, well, with her it was more like she was just always playing it for them, and then when they were little kids, they were just always dancing to shit. To there's these two dancing twin brothers named the Les twins. I don't know if you've ever heard of them.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're like these black dudes from like from Europe.
Oh,
But
okay.
I think they had done some like the I don't know what fucking dance competition was here that they won, but they did that. And so all three of my kids from the oldest to the youngest, like it was always dance, dance, dance to shit. And then eventually I ended up getting a guitar for them. And so now they like that's what initially my second son would pick up was
Oh,
like playing
okay,
with the
the
guitar.
guitar.
And my homie Andre, shout out to Andre for the little speaker with the battery. He was just able to
Hey.
plug in the little electric and just play like in the room. But now that they
Okay.
got into junior high, they opt for that shit. So it's like it's a no brainer, you know. So take that shit as an elective and grow with it. At least learn music. Like I
Yeah.
wish someone would have taught me, or I would have paid attention to like learning music notes. Like I can read tabs and play guitar on tabs,
Okay.
but I don't know the notes, like all the little symbols and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And that shit's I feel like it's clutch.
No,
It's
that is
for any
clutch.
instrument.
That's
Yeah.
true, huh? Yeah, because they are kind of like a little bit universal. I'm not sure,
Right, like
but
if you learn the piano, you learn the guitar. You learn the guitar, you learn
yeah,
the piano. Like all the notes are
pretty
similar.
similar, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that shit's sick, bro. Yeah, that notice like the kids that are into that. I feel like I guess encourage it. If
Yeah.
they're trying to pick it up on their own.
And then right now that they're young, they're like a fucking sponge.
Yeah,
They
that's
can pick
true.
up on it easily.
For
I feel
real.
like the older we get, the harder it is to like articulate and take it in
Yeah.
and soak it in. You got to really
Nah,
be on it.
that's true, Doug. And especially like like the junior high age. A lot of these kids they don't want to be doing that shit. You know what I mean? So the
It's
fact
like
that
fuck
they
trying
are.
looking at nalgas on
You know what I
TikToks and
mean? So the
shit.
fact that they want to do that is dope. We
Yeah,
gotta like inspire. I guess like what do you
yeah,
call it?
man.
Just like motivated.
Motivated.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
keep fucking
that's why I always
just.
tell them, I'm like, dude, do some different shit.
That's tight.
Like you don't want to like hang out with your friends and do all the fun shit too, but to like don't be scared to venture off on your own and do shit that you actually care for
Oh, you
or
wanna
want
try
to
out?
try.
Yeah.
Like try it. If your homies are like, "Oh, that shit's whack, fool," why look at you walking with your little suitcase with your instrument,
Yeah,
like sock that fool up.
yeah, it's
Because
facts.
one day when you learn those instruments, later down the line when you're an adult, you carry something special that no one else can really do.
That's true.
It's like, dog, you know how amazing it is to see people that like can pick up an instrument and just fucking go wild and
That
are
is
fucking
crazy.
good, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
a lot of
phenomenal.
fucking slept on talent, huh?
Hell yeah, even in the city, dude. Like my whole band. Shout out to my whole band that played the Requiem live with me for the album release.
That's hard.
All of them, fucking phenomenal, dude.
That's hard.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I fuck with that vibe, bro. Where fools do like their like they do the live
Instrumentations.
the live instruments
Yeah.
like to their song. That shit's pretty hard. I've
I love
always
it
wanted
too,
to
man.
do something like that, like the fucking what do they call those? Just like the tiny room or what is it
The
called?
tiny desk.
Tiny desk? Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah.
is a tiny room. Okay, see?
Close enough, dude. I
Yeah,
knew it, you, man. I
yeah,
watched
but
that
hey,
shit
that
religiously,
yeah,
bro.
that shit's fire, bro.
Yeah, man.
Like with the live fucking.
I'm excited to. I think I'm gonna pick 3 songs or 4 songs
Mm.
from the Requiem, and end up renting a space to do that with the group that I had during the album release, and actually put out some content for YouTube for that.
That's fire.
So I'm excited for that shit. You can do it though, dog.
No, hell yeah, bro. Shit, we might fucking have to, break the ice with that shit, dog.
Yeah.
We'll see what's up, fool. We'll get the
Imagine.
band together for that one.
Yeah,
You know,
man.
there's this one little youngster dog from here in town. Boy, he's not a youngster now because he's I want to say he's like older now for sure. He's for what is it for Los Retros?
That fool too at the skate park. I see that fool
fool's
at the skate
hard,
park.
fool. Shout out the boy, bro.
I fool.
It's crazy because you know what? I met him like when I first fucking met him, bro. I
Yeah.
was cutting hair at like a salon, bro.
Yeah.
Perfect cuts and shit. And I was young as fuck
That fool
myself.
came in.
he came in and shit, right? Skated up in there and shit. And he was all like talking about like, and he was like fucking ditching high school, dog, just to go to fucking the
Yeah.
studio and shit.
Yeah,
Fool.
he signed to Stone's Throw. That
Yeah,
fool's
well, I
crazy,
seen that
bro.
shit, and it's crazy because you know what? Like when I seen him back then, I'd never like like I didn't know what kind of music he made.
Yeah.
But like when he first pulled up, obviously he explained to me, but like
Yeah.
at like firsthand when he's all like, "Oh, I do music," I'm thinking like fucking rap right away, you know?
Yeah, because
And
your
then
brain already is like you accustomed to that.
yeah,
You're
you know.
automatically.
And homie's like, nah, dude, like, and then he kind of explained to me the type of music, but then like I kind of just like he kind of just vanished, you know. Well, obviously, it's just
Yeah.
random. You meet him through clients and shit. And
Right. Right. Right.
but yeah, I came across him, bro, on IG, and I'm like, damn, boy's doing it up, dog. I was like,
Dog,
this
that
is
fool's
shout out to bro.
he's put in work, bro, and like to see the videos of him like playing in the living room and
Yeah,
like just it's always the genuine passion that
yeah,
wins, dog.
that's
Like
true.
it's that's what I'm telling you. Yeah, as long as you love the music and are there for it, like him and I could say that him and Cola Boy are some of my biggest inspirations
Yeah,
from the
rest in peace,
city.
Cola boy.
Rest in peace, Cola. Like me and Cola, going back to that question you had asked of like working with another genre and stuff. Like
Yeah,
me and Cola, originally he had sent me a song called uh, what was it called? Damn, my brain's farty. But anyway, uh, he sent me a song to write to, and his label ended up picking some like I think like a French girl to do like the second part. So I ended up not getting on there. But like if he was still around, like I would have loved to do some music with him as well. Even
yeah,
with Los Retros, dude. Like Los Retros, I put my girl on that shit. Like whenever like a good moon would pop up, we'd go to the beach, either to like Solomar or and then I'd just be bumping like mad Los Retros,
yeah. That's just
and
hard.
she'd be like, "Yeah, this shit slaps." And dog, he's got bangers, bro.
Yeah, fool
Him,
does.
Cuco's got
Cool,
bangers
yeah.
too, bro.
Hey, all those fools. It's crazy how we have so much like talent, bro, here in
Yeah,
the
man.
city and shit, bro. Like
Yeah,
it's
bro.
fucking sick.
Yeah, man. I
Um,
think I had met Retro through Omega Nova. So me and Omega Nova, I just did a song. Speaking of, I did a song with Late Bloomers and Omega Nova that just dropped. Like
hey,
dropped a couple weeks ago.
let's go run that up
That shit is on a different fucking tip, bro. It's on some shit like that. So I can't wait. I think we're gonna be filming the music video. So
for that one too.
yeah, look out for Late Bloomers, INZOM, and Omega
That's hard.
Nova. Shout out to all y'all motherfuckers. They be
For
killing it,
real.
bro.
Nah, yeah, for real, dog. It's crazy. Like when you really do, like actually like dig into the scene, dog. Like
hmm
you kind of don't stop, dog.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah, for
it's
sure.
kind
Because
of
it's
like
just, it
endless.
just, yeah, it continues and continues. Like my homie Alex from fucking from the Mystery Shop. That fool's been throwing mad shows here for like a lot of the Indian
Oh
rock.
yeah, I've been seeing
So
that.
like, who the fuck is Maribel? Maribel,
They
shout out
just
to
moved the mystery
Maribel.
shop, huh?
Yeah, they moved to Maribel. That's her cousin, her young cousin. Shout out RJ and the
Yeah,
rest of the crew. But yeah, dog, there's so many bands, so much fucking talent. It's so pure, and
yeah.
everyone has like just their own wave and their own thing that they're doing, and it's beautiful to see.
That's
We be
hard.
pulling up to those shows randomly like that, and just going and supporting at the comic book shop right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's dope, dog.
Yeah,
It's
that
dope.
is hard. That is hard. Like when the community comes together and just like and show support and shit.
Yeah, and it gives you, like I said, it's a breath of fresh air out of the hip hop world or out of the rap shit. You know what I'm
Yeah, no,
saying?
yeah. The
To
rap shit
be
for sure.
to be influenced by all other
Different
genres
sounds
is,
and shit.
yeah, man.
That is
Sometimes I
tight.
just be wanting to fucking record with my phone and just so I'm gonna sample all this shit, but you can't. It's too much,
That's
bro. It's a
true.
lot. There's so much going on.
That is
But
true.
yeah, man, it's amazing to see everyone on their grind and everyone passionate about what makes them happy.
That's true.
Everybody's out here chasing a fucking dream, you heard?
Yeah, that's true. That's true, dog. And I noticed like right now for some reason, it's like a big wave, dog, for like upcoming artists, bro. I feel like more people are like paying attention to upcoming artists. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Now it's not so like you don't feel so like, oh no, I'm not gonna give him a chance. Like fuck
Yeah.
you. Now it's like, oh, who's this?
Yeah, exactly.
What's this?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna click it. No matter, I don't give a fuck what they look like, who it is.
I feel
Sometimes you don't even know they're masked up. You'll never find who the
That's true.
face is.
That's true.
And
But it like shit
it's
sounds
just
up.
yeah. You gotta
Dope.
give everything a shot because you might skip that one fucking banger that
That's
you
true.
needed.
Because I don't know what it is, but I feel like the mainstream media kind of like, I mean, the mainstream music kind of fell off a little bit, dog. I don't know. Like,
Yeah,
people are just,
I don't know. You just go on the fucking radio and it's like, wet ass
people are-
pussy. Which, I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It's tight,
yeah.
but it's just, I think it's because it's so constant. Like,
Yeah, people are
it's the
like,
same
fuck
top
that.
songs that are like constantly being played.
That they
So,
just
like, shout
brush-
out to like Mambo and Wicked for giving the locals here a spot on
Hey, that's
Friday.
true,
They
hey.
play all the local shit and they'll even let that shit run sometimes, and that's just dope.
Yeah, he shows you love all the time.
Because a lot of people don't get those opportunities where they're from, you know.
That's facts.
Like, you know, you hear all the stories of like, oh, back in my days, like we used to have to go kick the door down and like fucking force feed these fools to play our shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's
No,
not.
that's good to hear. Like the locals being played here and there, dog. On the
Yeah,
radio
you gotta
and
love
shit.
each
'Cause,
other,
you know,
bro.
I
You
know
gotta
they got that payola shit, you know. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, now like I feel like now that I don't know, I feel like the tension like is on
Easing.
like yeah,
It's easing
it's
up.
going towards like the towards like the people that are, you know what I mean, on their way up basically,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
That's dope. I feel like that's dope.
Yeah,
Shit, you know what I
man.
mean? Because it gives people. Well, then everybody's coming out correct, dog. Like I feel like everybody's like realizing, you know, they're coming out with like good ass content too. I feel like, you know, all you guys are always like
There's content for everything.
like high quality content. You guys
Yeah.
are always pushing out good shit.
Yeah, but like right before I was coming over here, I had gotten ready and I was watching these fools play golf and on Instagram,
Yeah.
and it was half the fools were playing golf on acid and the other half were playing golf on shrooms. But all their content is them playing all 18 holes fucked up against each other, dog. But it's
Like
the
that
content's fucking hilarious,
That
bro.
shit's tight.
But that shit's just with your homies, like not giving a fuck. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
that shit's
and that's the
vibe.
kind of shit that like I think is everybody's trying to feel good and be on the up and up instead of being like, oh, that shit's wag late.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it takes too much to be judgmental nowadays. Too much
Yeah.
energy. I don't got time for that shit, bro.
Uh-huh.
I just let people do their thing, and if I can gravitate to it, I'll gravitate. And if I
Yeah.
don't, then I leave it be.
Nah, yeah. After COVID, bro, a lot of people started trying to do different shit.
Yeah.
Trying to be more open to shit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I noticed for sure.
Yeah, man.
Shit, well, fuck. I really appreciate you for coming
Yeah,
on,
no
dog,
doubt,
and
man.
fucking, you know what I mean, opening
It
up
was
right here at the
overdue,
fucking
bro.
capsule. Yeah, definitely overdue, bro. I really
Shout
appreciate
out.
everybody that, you know what I mean, stayed tuned.
Yeah.
And if you're still watching, yo, go hit that like, hit the
Yeah.
subscribe, you know what I mean? Go run up the boys page.
You already know.
Yeah,
Capsule
man,
Talk, INZOM. We
Yeah.
were overdue.
It
It was a pleasure. You already know, man.
Nah, hell yeah, bro. I really appreciate you. That, but before we're out, we want to let the people know, fucking like for any artist, dog, looking in your steps, bro. Is there anything that you tell them? Anything specific?
Don't worry about anyone else. Don't give a fuck about what the eyes are doing, watching you and thinking and judging you. Just fucking follow whatever the fuck you feel like doing, and it'll work or it won't, and you keep doing it. It don't matter.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you what to do. You're passionate, chase that shit. That's it.
That's facts. Yeah, dog. You heard that here. You heard that from the boy himself, INZOM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Much
well,
love,
really
man.
appreciate
Much
you
love.
again, though, dog.
Yeah,
Shit,
you know.
thank you again.
You
It
know.
was a past due, like you said.
Salud.
Thank you guys again. It's your boy, Jose Barber. It's a boy.